Hi, my name is Robert Higgins. I'm a filmmaker. This week I wanted to, oh right, you. Everyone, this is Sydney. She wants to be a filmmaker too. Say hi to the folks, Sydney.
Hi to the folks.
It was an easy joke.
I know.
If you're just finding these videos, I am documenting my journey to raise $50,000 for my third feature film, The Other Side of 25. This week I decided to postpone my She's in the Details Part 2 commentary video in order to do a video response to the latest in Kickstarter's How Do You Do video series.
I would recommend shooting in your own apartment. That way you don't have to pay for the space and you have complete control.
So if you only have access to a studio apartment and your roommate, then maybe you should consider writing a story that takes place in a studio apartment with a character that's like your roommate, if that's all you have access to.
$500 may not seem like a lot of money, but over the years I've learned a few indie tricks that can stretch your budget farther than you might think. First off, let's talk locations. Sid, how much of our $500 budget should we spend on locations?
None of it.
Darn tootin'.
I'm a genius.
Yes, you are.
Indie tip number 4. If you don't have money to spend on locations, don't spend money on locations.
If you need a specific location, like a coffee house, call every local coffee house you can get your hands on. Eventually, someone may say yes.
Use locations from friends and family to save money. But wherever you shoot, be respectful.
Leave your location better than you found it. Because if you break something or you make a mess, you've lost that location forever and you're risking a lawsuit.
But if you take care and you're respectful, you can use the location again and again for free.
Which brings us to indie tip number 5. Stretch your locations. If you decide to use an apartment or a house, it's not just one location, it's several. Right now we're shooting in the living room of my house, but there are other locations to use, just like
Which brings us to indie tip number 6.
if you don't get it,
Fake it.
indie movies are all about cheating. Cheating to stretch the budget and cheating to make one place look like another.
And with a $500 budget, you're going to have to cheat a lot.
Need an outside cafe but can't get one? Set up some tables and chairs that look right and shooting close.
Have your crew members walk around in the background out of focus to really sell it.
Need a hospital? Make it a hospital hallway instead. Basically, cheat,
And cheat some more.
So if you're doing all this cheating, what exactly are you paying for? Well, probably equipment.
I personally shoot on my iPad or iPhone, but you can rent equipment super cheap.
I approach this part from the perspective of someone who has nothing, not even a camera, so this part may not apply to you.
But if you're someone who's just starting out, renting may be your only option.
Every time you shoot, you should try to upgrade you should try to upgrade your kit.
Which basically means the more equipment you buy, the less you have to rent.
Right. Per the website at lensrentals.com,
Because they're the cheapest with the best service.
we've come up with a list that even the most beginnest of beginners can get started with.
With a $500 budget, we recommend 2 lenses.
The Canon 24-70 f2.8 and 17-55 f2.8, which are both zooms, which means you'll save time not having to switch lenses and you'll have more time to shoot.
A tripod and a Zoom H4n to record sound.
For Rob and Sydney, what about the camera?
Well, we've got a solution for that too. Chances are, if you're just starting out, you don't know how to use color correction.
And with a $500 budget, it's not like you can pay someone to do it.
So we recommend a Canon 60D for your camera, which is what we're shooting on now.
It's intuitive, light, and it'll give you a lot of manual control over your image. Just watch this video from still motion.
But what happens if you want to take other tints out? If there's a really cool function inside these cameras that not a lot of people know about, and it's called white balance shift, and it lets you pull blue, amber, magenta, or green into your image. And all we do is we just go into the menu, we go over to white balance shift, and then it has this grid. And as we're dialing it in, we see a legend in the top right. That's great for telling our other shooters what our white balance shift is so we can match it up.
Now remember when we said you want to add to your kit? Well, that's what we're going to do with our lights.
Lamp lights are your friends. You can get them for about $7 at Home Depot or Walmart.
You can also mount them from anything from a broomstick to other lights in order to get the exact look that you want.
The last thing on our equipment list, an SD card. Simple stuff.
You can rent a 32GB card for $12 from lensrentals.com.
Or you can buy one from Amazon.com for about the same price. Up to you. All of these prices are based on a 3-day rental. Oh, I've got something in my... That's weird. All of these prices are based on a 3-day rental, so we recommend a weekend shoot.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. But let's break it down. Lenses, tripod, camera, with an extra battery, of course.
The H4n, 3 gland lights, and an SD card bring you to right around $300.
Which, if you got your locations for free and you don't mind eating anything but pizza and pasta for a weekend.
Because you have to feed your crew. No excuses. Indie tip number 7.
These suggestions are just that, suggestions. So if you find someone with better advice,
Whether it be the internet or personal.
whether it be the internet or personal,
Take it. Because we're still learning ourselves. Especially him.
I'm just distracted by our cameraman doing something with his mustache. It's very strange. With that in mind, here's some quick tips for us before we go. Actors are going to be like locations. You want to get them for as free as possible.
Use your local colleges, modeling websites, and friends and family to cast your roles.
Almost every computer comes with video editing software, either Windows Movie Maker or iMovie.
Research everything before you buy it. You'd be surprised what you can get for free.
Never be afraid to shoot just 2 guys hanging out in their apartment. The only difference between that generic situation and The Odd Couple is the writing.
So make sure your script is tight.
Next week, I will be doing my commentary video on ADR, where you do stuff, you make it talk like a puppet. So please like or subscribe to get more videos and stuff like that,
And comment if you want me in future videos.
because otherwise I won't have her. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Cut.